Hi and welcome to this screencast about Angular 2. So recently I did a Pluralsight edition about Angular 2, a first look at it. And it's been a while since I produced some new material at my YouTube channel, so I figured it's about time since I have over 100 subscribers now. So what I did for the edition was to create a to-do app. So I'm going to share the same experience and the lessons I learned with you guys in the screencast. So my daughter is asleep right now, so I'm gonna jump right into the code to be able to finish this up before she wakes up. So what I've done to prepare is I followed this 5-minute quick start guide at the Angular site. So just create a new project, and when you followed these few steps here, you have Angular 2 site up and running. And I'm going to use Visual Studio Code for this demo. It's a free lightweight editor from Microsoft, and it can be run on Windows, Linux, and Mac. So let's take a look at the index.html to start with. We can see the first library that we load here is something called tracer runtime, and this is a runtime transpiler that will transpile the ES6 plus code in the Angular framework to ES5 code. ECMAScript 5 is the current version of JavaScript, so I think they've been using some ECMAScript 6 features and above, since we need the tracer runtime library here. We also use something called system.js to bootstrap our application. So system.js is a ECMAScript module loading system. So this sample app has one custom directive called app. So I think this is pretty common. In ECMAScript 6, you always have one topmost custom directive. And then this directive can have its own children, and those children can have their children. But you always start with one topmost directive. So by calling system import app, we try to load the app.js file. So this might make your eyes goggle a bit at first look, but we're going to break it down into bits and pieces and demystify these new concepts that they've introduced. So when we load app.js, so this is actually the TypeScript file. The JavaScript that is loaded is actually this file. So this is our main component, and at the end we bootstrap this app component. So if this component would have other dependencies, we would specify them here, but for this example we're gonna keep it simple and just put everything in one component. So the first attribute here, you can see these at signs as metadata. So this is TypeScript's way of providing metadata to Angular. So we specify a selector and pass in app as a string literal, and this means that this component is paired with the following custom directive. Furthermore, we have a template that is declared inline. You can also pass in a template URL. So it's a very basic example, and as you can see, when you run it, it's nothing fancy. The requests that are made are reload tracer, system.js, Angular dev, and then the module loader does a XHR request to load the app. So let's evolve this demo to something a bit more useful, so we can learn about the new sweetness of Angular 2. So first of all, I don't want to have my HTML inline here. I'm gonna provide a template URL and create a new file. So for this ToDo app, we're gonna create a domain first. Let's call it ToDo item. We're just gonna have a public property on it. That's the text, which is a string, and that completed property, that will be a boolean. Alright, so in our component we're gonna have an array of ToDo items. Alright, so we're gonna instantiate it in our constructor. Let's do and if you're not familiar with TypeScript, you can see that the JavaScript that it actually produces doesn't have any types. It's just it's typeless, as JavaScript is, so we only have these types during development. Right, so we have our to-dos, and then let's push an example to do. And let's create our view to see if we can start looking at some Angular 2 code. So in our app.html, which is our template view for that component, we can, so this is something new now, we can iterate over our to-dos. Show them. And for us to be able to do this, we need to declare that we want to use the ng4 directive. And we do so by declaring it at the view attribute. So here we can give it directives, so I don't have any statement completion there, and pass in ng4. Right, so let's see how this looks. Right, so we have our hello world there, and for this to be a checkable to-do app, we need to declare an input. There is the type checkbox. And we're gonna name this input. So this is new for Angular 2 as well. We're gonna name this checkbox. And this name can be used only in this view to reference this input checkbox. And we're gonna bind the checked property to the completed property of the to-do item. So this is new for Angular 2 as well. When we use square brackets like this, they actually expose the DOM in a different manner than what we are used to from Angular 1. From Angular 1 we'd see something like ng checked or something like that. But here this is the the actual DOM property that's called checked, and we're going to bind it to ToDo completed. And for outgoing data like events, they use parentheses instead. So when we check something, we're gonna call set completed, and this will be a method on our component. And this is why I named our checkbox. We're gonna pass in the value. Right. So let's declare a set completed method. It's gonna get the to-do item, and whether it is checked or not. We're just gonna set the completed to the checked value. Alright, so now we should be able to check our to-do item. See if this runs. Alright, so we don't know if this does anything yet, but you just have to trust me that this works for now. Alright, so we can check our to-do items, and we also want to be able to remove them. So let's bind create a remove to-do method. And when it's clicked, we're gonna splice the array. Oops, a bit in a hurry here. I think my daughter's gonna wake up soon. Just gonna try to speed things up. Alright, so let's see if this works. Alright, so yeah, so it worked. Not the prettiest, most good looking to-do app, but you're free to go ahead and style this up if you want with Bootstrap or anything. You can get the code later from my GitHub account. Alright, so we can remove items. So let's create an input box that will be able to add items. I'm gonna reference this by calling it to-do text here. And this is the DOM event here once again. So it's a lot less Angular magic, and they're exposing the HTML DOM and the DOM more than we are used to. So when we're done typing, I'm gonna pass in the event source. And we'll add a button here as well. All right. Sweet. So let's implement this. if the event is number 13, which means the enter button, we're gonna add ToDo and pass in the event target. So target will be the input box. So we haven't implemented add ToDo yet. We're not gonna have any checks here, we're just gonna push our new ToDo item. And it's not gonna be checked by default. And also let's clear the input value. Right, so let's see if this works. Right, so ToDo, press enter, it works. You can add something by pressing the button as well. Right, sweet. So far so good. So as you can see, I don't know what the fuzz is about. That Angular 2 should be hard to learn once you know Angular 1. I think I have time for one more thing here. In the Pluralsight edition, I also added a button to check all the ToDo items. We only want the check complete all button to appear if we have more than one ToDo item. Right, so let's add a button here. So if the ToDo's length is larger than 1, then we want to hook up the click event to a complete all method. So we shouldn't be able to see this button to start with until we have more than one. Complete all. This ng4 replaces ng-repeat, and I don't actually remember how the if directive looked previously, but yeah, I think, yeah, of course, you bound to ng-hidden or ng-visible instead. So this has changed quite a lot. I think they started off with it looking like this, and then they changed it to ng-if, and now it's ng-if this way. So let's implement our complete all. And here it's pretty nice actually to be in TypeScript, because we can write this ES6 feature, which is for something off this ToDo's instead of writing. I think you all have all written this sometime in your life if you're a front-end developer, and thought that ToDo will be the object in the array, but it isn't. So if we look at the JavaScript that this completes, TypeScript actually compiles this to the following JavaScript code, which is exactly what we want. Even though the ES6 still isn't fully implemented by all browsers, it will transpile down to ES5 code. So this is pretty nice. We can use ES6 plus features, and we won't have to refactor this code afterwards. So let's check them all. Right, so the button didn't appear. Let's kill the HTTP server and restart it. I don't know why it should be cached. So okay, so now we have the button. Right, so that's Node for you in a nutshell. So don't use Node for your backend. I only use Node for tooling. Alright, so it works. So I think that's everything I'm gonna show for now. A little recap. You bind to the DOM properties directly with the square brackets and not to specific ng models or something else custom to Angular. And you bind to actual DOM events with parentheses. You can name. Something new is that you can name the elements in the HTML in the templates, and you can reference them, and they will only be referenceable from this HTML view. And we have a different syntax for using the ng-repeat and ng-visible or hidden directives. So we use components instead as well, and we use decorators to let Angular know about our component class. And also all the examples will be in TypeScript on their site, so I think it's really neat. I've been using TypeScript for quite some time now, and I really can't code JavaScript without it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'm gonna put up the code on GitHub as soon as my fiance gets home. So that's all for now. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm gonna try to produce a new video more often now since it's been quite some time since my last upload. So have a nice day.